Welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Eggo.
Unbelievable!
Hello and welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast. This is Eggo, and with me as always, my man Scotty. Some say that number 13 is unlucky.
13.
This is episode 13. So is that a lucky thing for us or an unlucky thing?
I think it's lucky for us. It's unlucky for the listeners that stick around.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very good
I hadn't
point.
even thought about that.
Well, that's
way
the
to
beauty of this
start the
podcast,
show,
mate.
mate.
You don't think of a lot of things, which is
No,
why I
that's
love
exactly
you.
right.
I can just tell you something and get your real reaction. So if you are listening for the first time, Scotty and I are best mates, high school sweethearts growing up, now have our own families, but we love catching up every Sunday. It's a good excuse. You got pulled up at a party saying, why do you do this podcast? And what was your reaction?
We got to the stage where you and I, we chat, like once every 6 months. This is now just an excuse for two mates to chat shit on a Sunday night. It's great.
Exactly.
House is quiet. We catch up. We talk shit. And you know
Disguise
what?
it as a podcast.
Yeah. And it's nice getting the feedback from people during the week as well. Like I always get a message on Tuesday from one of the listeners that's like, loved it, absolutely cracking up. I'm like, oh, at which part? Because I didn't think there was that many. So, mate, it's bloody fantastic. It really is.
We'd love any feedback or any emails, any questions you could send through to us. talkingsportreport@gmail.com is our email. We're going to talk a lot of stuff tonight. It's going to be very rugby league focused. We're going to tackle Rugby League 26, that game that everyone's talking about, that people, oh God, they're hating on right now. The legendary Hulk Hogan dead at 71. We'll touch on some cricket news. The Wallabies last night getting the win and Oscar Piastri, our Formula One legend who's leading the charge. We'll have a bit of a chat about him, but we're going to kick it off with the NRL. There's so much happening across the weekend, but Scotty, the first thing we've got to talk about is we have a new Australian coach, and it was a weird one.
Mate, I'm not surprised, but I feel like you and I had a chat, and like you said, you know, X couldn't do it. He's not allowed. It was kind of like they sat back and just went, shit, who's next?
Yeah.
Did they throw a couple of pitches up and chuck some darts at it? I mean, but come on, it's the easiest job in rugby league. Yeah. Easiest. The amount of superstars you've got at your disposal, you would be stupid not to take the payday. And I mean, be honest, how often do you work? It wouldn't be a lot.
Nah. But that's weird then. So we said people turned it down. So Brad Fittler said, nah, not for me. I got too much on. That was interesting because I thought, you know, again, I agree with you. There's not much happening there. Part of runs itself. The fact that he's saying, no, I don't want to be a part of this is probably not a good sign for us heading into this series of international matches. And it's kind of this weird turnaround too, isn't it? It's a really short turnaround. Back end of the season, Kevy Walters is gonna have that as his number one priority now to turn it around. And they're also saying there's a Grim Reaper already in the back waiting to kill him, and that is Cameron Smith. So they didn't give it to Cameron Smith, but the rumors is Kevy is like, it's almost like they're expecting Australia to shit the bed in whatever comes next in the international world, so they can go, we can blame Kevy again. Yeah. Then we'll give it to our real man, Cameron Smith, to take us forward.
It's at the point now where I reckon Kevy's resume, the first dot point is professional scapegoat. Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be. But, I mean, you are right. There was some good names there. You mentioned Bennett before the show. I mean, that guy he could coach anything. Anything. He could.
Not like he's got a lot going on at the Souths right now. They're done.
Exactly right. Yeah,
let him do it.
They've just gone to shit. Well, put it this way, Bennett could coach Stevie Wonder through an eye test. He is that good. He is that good. There's concerns, the fact that, like you said, are they just now looking for someone to blame? I hope, honestly, as an Aussie, I hope Kevy kills it for the fact that, you know, it'll be more success. But like I said, I don't think it's a hard gig. The amount of superstars. But in saying that, I kind of hope he comes in and just shakes things up a bit. Just do it.
Kevy does?
Yeah, just do it. Go on. Stand up for yourself. Pick those fucking players that you don't think will, even get a second thought. Give Jackson Hastings a spot. Go on.
Well, yeah, I guess if you know what Kevy should do, Kevy should come into the camp and go, I'm going to take Rugby League 26 as gospel, and anyone who's rated high in Rugby League 26 a video game, I'm going to pick them and bring them in because clearly they're the ones that are going to win me this thing. What happens though if Kevy wins this? Like if he gets the Australians to win and then they turn around and go, oh, it's a short contract now, it's Cameron Smith. I guess they can always say that was the plan all along. I mean, I feel for Kevy.
Yeah. But I mean, it'd be a fantastic gig. It's not something that'd keep you busy. He can still do his media commitments, but yeah, I think you're right. But then it's a question of, well, what does Cameron Smith have to do beforehand? If he's not good enough for the job now or experienced enough, what does he have to do? Has he got anything lined up? Is he a name that's being thought of behind the scenes at clubs?
I doubt it. I think he's Channel 9 commitments. I think he could be next in line for Queensland, that kind of a gig, I think. Billy Slater does a good job handling both. I don't think Cameron Smith's jumping out of his skin to go be a full-time coach and lose all of his hair.
That's a good point.
But it made us start to think, not that Kevy falls into this, but it feels like Kevy's been set up here. I really think Kevy's been set up. The Aussies are going to get fucking hammered and they're going to go, well, it was Kevy Walters' fault.
Yeah,
so we started
right.
thinking like worst coaching decisions, like who's like putting coaches in that just absolutely fell on their sword so quickly. And, I think back to, probably right now, Des Hasler at the Titans, although they've come good.
They're true.
One of my favorites of all time, Tommy Raudonikis. They brought him in to be the Blues coach, and apparently all he did was all week, and Tommy, legend of the game, but all he cared about is getting them to fight.
Yeah.
So he's only, there was no strategy, nothing. He's just like, when we get out there, boys, just bash them. What's the game plan, Tommy? Bash him.
Just bash him.
And then he did the cattle dog, which is now infamous for Andrew Johns, knowing that Andrew Johns can't fight because he was throwing just nothing.
He's just
powder puffs.
Oh, still better than Kevy.
Yeah,
still better than Kevy.
Probably. Who have you got?
I did have a look at your list, and there was two in there. I'll take one, and that's Seabold at the Broncos, and then I added to that and Manly.
Yes.
Because I don't know that. I don't have much to say about the bloke, to be honest with you. He's, I think he's more famous for falling asleep at Macca's than he is for what he's done as a coach. I mean, I honestly think it's just a matter of time for him now. Although you watch, Manly will somehow make the 8 and he'll get offered a new deal and everything will be sweet.
Yeah, well, the way it goes,
fantastic.
What'll happen is he will get, they'll miss the 8, he'll get fired, and you can guarantee he'll be the next Australian coach.
Yes. They're just waiting for Seabold. Kevy fucks it, we'll send in Seabold.
They're praying.
Jesus Christ. What else you got?
Well, I'm thinking right now, you know what's the most fun thing right now in the NRL? And you could say, oh, it's the games week to week. It's the race for the premiership. Who is going to be the number one side? Scotty, what do you think is my favorite thing right now? And it sucks for part of me.
The big cardboard face cutouts you see in the crowd. Oh, Jesus, no. I'm kidding.
Suck.
Those things are fucking horrendous.
Especially if you're stuck behind the poor bastard. Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I had a couple of drinks today with a buddy. Jono listens to the show. And that's what he said. He's like, could you imagine sitting down and then a minute before kickoff, someone in front of you just pulls up a massive cardboard cutout of someone's melon.
And you're just like,
yeah. We just consider yourself lucky those things weren't around when Nate Miles was playing.
Oh, Jesus.
That would be a cutout. Jesus Christ.
No, it's not the cutout, Scotty.
Right, okay, what is
the
it?
wooden spoon race.
Oh,
And it's not the egg and spoon race you get
Not
at
the egg-
birthday parties, but it is the wooden spoon race for the bottom of the table. And my Knights are sitting there, and every single week they get closer and closer. You got a cheeky hungy, put it on the Knights now. I reckon it's almost a guarantee.
well, you got to remember they've got the bye next week.
They do, and I reckon the buy. I'll be putting money on the buy. The buy should be odds on to knock over the Knights, the first one to win. But
Actually,
this weekend
yeah.
has been great. So the Titans come out, and we were talking about this last week. The Knights should have beaten the Warriors. The Warriors have played shocking 2 weeks in a row. So the Titans come out and dismantle
Over
the
there.
Warriors,
Absolutely.
which is huge.
Hard place to go to, New Zealand.
Totally.
To play football, I don't think it's hard to get to. Just jump on a plane, you're all good. Hard to head over there and get a result, especially when you're sitting last
Yeah.
on the table. But lo and behold, done it with ease by the looks of it. It's actually quite a shake-up because I've just had a look at last week's table compared to this week's, and it's been a massive change. So last week we had, from 17th up, we had Titans, Eels, Rabbitohs, Knights from 17th up to 14th. Now it's Rabbitohs, Titans, Knights, Eels. So it's a massive change.
Yeah.
We said it last week. Mitchell Moses came back this week, and I didn't watch the game, so I can't sit here and say he had a blinder. But going to Brisbane, picked up the win. Some say controversial. Some say Walsh wasn't offside. He was fucking offside. He was offside.
Yeah, he's not that quick. He's not that quick.
So honestly, I didn't expect to see such a change this weekend, but it's going to be interesting because next week, like I said, the Knights have the 2 points already wrapped up in the bag. The Eels play the Storm. The Rabbitohs play the Broncos up there. The Titans play Panthers. Oh, Tigers. Tigers play the Doggies. They could get dragged into this. They're only on 18 points. So
And that loss against the Panthers, because it was such a bloodbath, that has really impacted their for and against. They're now minus 135. And if you, to put this in perspective, Eels minus 147, the Titans minus 149, the Rabbitohs minus 151. Yeah. So if the Doggies were to put a bit of a score on the Tigers, they're well back in chances of getting the spoon.
Well, in saying that, the Dragons play the Raiders as well, and they're only 2 points above those other three teams. So
minus 64, though. They've got a minus 64. So that's, I mean, they're one of those sides, haven't they? They've just been up and down all year. They get flogged by X amount, then they go out and do a number on another team, and you're just like, what the hell? But the Titans were the one that shocked me the most. But then you look at the what they've been about this year. Desi Hasler up against it for grabbing their penises and pulling them out of the shower. It's his 500th game. They're all sitting there going, we don't want to get pulled out of the shower again. We're going to go out and we're going to rock this. And Kieran Foran masterclass. And you just go, holy shit, this is exactly why, as a Knights fan, I'm scared for the wooden spoon, because if the Titans are the side, they could go out and rub three sides out and help Desi somehow manage. Like, I've never seen Desi smile all year until after that press conference after that game, but that's a fantastic win. And, you know, the Eels go out and beat the Broncos. You feel like they've got another couple of wins. Jason Riles has done a great job. He copped it. He's copped it hard all year. He's just starting to turn the corner now. They're not out of the woods yet, but you think with Mitchell Moses fit for an entire season next year, A, New South Wales will love it.
Yeah,
but
B,
B,
definitely.
Like, he's played more games for New South Wales than probably Parramatta lately.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Actually.
So this is where it's sitting. So Rabbitoh's obviously last, but now this is another week out. I feel like this is going to be a weekly segment for us right now because it is just so bloody interesting. We are getting closer to my wish, and that is 4 or 5 teams potentially being able to get the wooden spoon going into the last round. Wouldn't that be fucking grandstand?
This is massive. So to be honest with you, looking at it now, just looking at next weekend's fixtures, I think this all comes down to if you're going on form and you're obviously backing the team sitting above them to take the win, it's now a question of who's getting absolutely destroyed and that for and against looking like crap.
Yep.
I honestly think the Rabbitohs are in a little bit of trouble. Going to Brisbane, Yeah, going to Brisbane, I think Brisbane will bounce back well. They might put a score on them, but then you don't know about Melbourne either. Melbourne can come out one week and put 50 on a side, and then come out and lose to the team coming ninth the week after.
Yeah. 100%.
So, I'm still feeling the Titans may take it, the wooden spoon, but if you've got some money, have a little bit of a flutter on the Rabbitohs.
Well, can I just whet your appetite here for this?
Oof, wet it. Spit on it.
So, obviously, this next week, the Titans, you can lock them in for a loss. I'm going to lock them in for a loss against the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
The week after, Sharks at home, tough one. But the Dolphins and the Titans it's a local derby.
Mm-hmm.
That could go any way.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Titans play the Rabbitohs.
Oof.
Big one. Titans are at home.
Spoon bowl.
Then the Titans bring the Warriors back over here and play them on the Gold Coast, so they'll lose by 50 because there's going to be no pressure on them. But last game of the season, they take on the Tigers. So what a great last 3 games for them to sort of test. If they don't want the spoon, they've got it in their power to rattle off 2 out of 3 last three games. If they can beat the Rabbitohs, beat the Tigers, they don't get the spoon.
This is more exciting than the finals race.
That's what I said. I don't give a fuck who comes first, second, or third. And, whatever. Yeah, cool. We'll see you in the finals. Yeah. But this is the best time of year to see who's getting that dreaded spoon. Because I'm a Knights fan. We got 3 in a row. I don't want another one.
I'm still going the Rabbitohs now. Although, yes, they lost 14-12 to the Sharks, but I was talking to a buddy on Saturday night. He's hopeful they pick up the spoon because that way at least they win something this year. Couldn't think of anything worse.
Exactly. Well, we'll definitely check back. Is there any other news from the NRL before we move into Rugby League 26, the amazing game that's taking over the world?
No, just a few injuries this weekend. Yeah. A couple of dislocated shoulders. Jerome Hughes not as serious as they thought, which is good. So he'll start.
So back
rehab.
for the finals? Is that what the word is?
They reckon no surgery required. Ola Kawatu first came back from a dislocated shoulder. He's done it again.
Yeah.
Back for the finals. I don't even think he'd have to worry about finals, to be honest.
He's starting to look good though in suits in the dressing room, in the tunnel, isn't he? Like he's the back of that Origin time where he got sent off.
Yeah, got suspended wearing a suit.
Yeah, incredible. He's just got a great track record lately.
No, I think you've summed it up. The excitement around this wooden spoon race, I think, is I'm really looking forward to this. Actually, watching that over the next few weeks. But
it feels
as
like
you
it's where
did say, moving on to the absolute masterpiece. It's been praised. It's cop and love. Rugby League 26.
Now, through the week, we did get some feedback around your comment that, what was it, ARL 96? Is that what the game?
96, yeah.
Yeah, ARL 96, which incredible piece of machinery, that one.
EA Sports can't go wrong.
EA Sports had it.
Yep.
Basically, we're saying is there's no chance that EA Sports or a 2K or any reputable non-garage organization.
Well, did you see? Apparently, there was talks with EA Sports, but it was going to cost 50 to 60 million. Yeah, but I mean, in saying that, surely they make quite a bit of money on an EA Sports made rugby league game. I honestly reckon they'd make an absolute killing.
I guess there's probably more of a chance to make money out of it. I really feel like rugby union, even though it's still strong, the Wallabies, game last night, a lot of talk around that game. But you just go, I feel like rugby league is in a better place than rugby union. It's definitely in a better place than Aussie rules. No one plays it outside of Australia. So you've just purely got an Australian market. Yeah. They don't even know how to spell AFL in New Zealand or any other parts of the world. So you got to think that rugby league still has a little chance, but it's just such a small market. But it's funny looking at some of the comments. A couple of John Olomu rugbies, like that was a great game back in the day. A lot of people get their nose out of joint when you say that there hasn't been a good game since rugby league, since ARL 96. And why I laugh at it is because when they go, oh, rugby league 2 or rugby league 1 was GOAT. It's like, yeah, cool. They were all GOAT if they were released in 1996. The game hasn't gotten better since ARL 1996. It still looks like ARL 1996. It actually performs as a game worse than ARL 1996. And quite frankly, they haven't got their act into gear. And every time I turn the PlayStation on, there is an update for this game because they are packing it. They're shitting themselves. They've realized they've screwed up massively. And I've actually chucked the old PlayStation on and I thought, let's go through some of this game because we were laughing at the teams.
Player
right?
ratings.
Yeah, the player ratings. And it's just funny how they've gone full circle. So we were sort of talking about how they did a backflip on, and they've now changed all the player ratings because I think they were worried about everyone talking shit. But they've kind of overcorrected and they've kind of gone a long way the other way now. Can I read some of the initial? Who do you think's the best player in the game if you were to consider it's coming from this game? So who do you think they think is the best player in the game?
Well, I haven't checked any ratings since the updates, so I'm going off what I remember.
Yep.
And straight off the bat was Cleary.
Oh, you'd think,
Cleary,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
What a shit!
100%.
What a shit resume. He's only won 4 premierships
In a row.
Yeah, he's not a very good player. No, he's not even close. There are 12 players right now that are the number 1 players in the game. Can't even going to read this shit list out for you. This I'm going to read it fast because that's how bad it is. Okay. There's a couple of good ones, but there's some fucking corkers in here. These are statistically the best players in the game according to Rugby League 26. Patrick Carrigan, Herbie Farnworth, Valentine Holmes, Jerome Hughes. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yep.
What is that? Jacob Carraz.
Wow.
On the wing for the Bulldogs. No, thank you. Zach Lomax.
Wow.
Isn't that unbelievable? Oh, and there's one more, Tedesco. And then there's Isaiah Yeo. They are all sitting on 93 rating. The number 1 player in the game right now is from the female game, from the women's NRL, and that's Isabel Kelly. Now, she plays in the centers, and this is not a crack at female versus male because I don't think that is even in this, but she won 4 premierships in a row and guided her team to and that Broncos grand final showcased how good Cleary was. Yes, he's had his problems in State of Origin, but this is a game based on club football. Cleary's the best player in the game, maybe second to Cam Munster, Jerome Hughes. So at least Jerome Hughes is a 93, but that's disgusting that he's not even in that what, you're taking Herbie Farnworth over Nathan Cleary?
I can't believe he hasn't got a 9 in front of his rating. What's he rated? Has he got a 9 in front?
He does.
Right,
It's a bit further down though. It looks way worse because when you're going through the players, because they're shitting themselves, they're putting everybody on 93, 92, and 91. Right. So like half the competition is literally sitting in those 3 ratings. You got Ben Hunt as a 92, Harry Grant's a 92, Dane Gagai's a 92. I thought that was his age, but no, that's actually a player rating.
So what's Cleary?
So Cleary is, let me just keep going down. I think Cleary's a 91.
See, now I find that extremely strange that Dane Gagai is coming in as a higher rating than Nathan
Jesse
Cleary.
Ramian. Jesse Ramian is a better player in this game than Nathan Cleary.
I tell you, it absolutely, you know what? Not so much now, but it blew my mind looking at the overall team ratings for the NRL in that game. I don't own the game. I really, from feedback, I can't justify paying for that game. Not when you can go pay the same amount of money and you can pick up Madden, 2K, NBA 2K.
Quality games.
It's even cheaper to buy, what is it now? It's FC 26. It's not called FIFA anymore.
Yep.
I'd rather pay that kind of money and get a game that knows it's going to work. It's not going to glitch out or anything like that. But I was going through the overall team ratings, and some of these blew my mind. And basically, the worst team in the comp at the moment, you would say South. So they've got that right because they are the worst rated side in the game at 81, which...
Is that an omen that they might get the spoon?
Maybe they have done something right.
Maybe that's the one thing they've got right. They've actually rated a team wow.
But I mean, when you look at it, there's the two highest rated teams are both on 86. That's the Storm and the Panthers.
Yep.
There is not a single 85 rated team, and then there's a ton of 84s. Broncos, Raiders, Dogs, Roosters, Dolphins. Then your 83s are your Sharks, Manly, Knights, Warriors, Para, Tigers. Couple of 82s.
They're cop-outs though, aren't they? It's like, we are getting too much criticism. We're just going to put everybody as a community 83 and an 84. It's just, this is what annoys me about a game. Like they're clearly, and can I give you two more players that need to be mentioned?
Yeah, hit me.
So you think about all those players that I just mentioned before, like, your Gaggais. Think about all the wingers in the game, all the centers. They're all sitting in the 91s. Then you get to the 90s, and they're all those great players that are not even, if you were to go through your roster, they're like the 10th pick. Then you get to the 89s, and you go, oh, yeah, wow. Then you get to 88, and that's where Cam Munster is rated right now. Cam Munster is an 88. Now, it got too far down the list to count them, but he'd be at least ranked outside the top 100 by a long way in this game.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Cam Munster is an 88, and also, just to put this in there as well, Payne Haas is a 90. So, again, the best forward in the game is not even in the top 50 players in this game's rankings.
With the update, is there any way for you to just quickly check what the State of Origin sides are overall ranked at? Because what I'm looking at here is crazy. So what I'm looking at, they got the Maroons at
so they're a 90.
Well, so they're an 87 when the game was released.
Yes.
What are the Blues?
The Blues are a 90.
Yeah,
and the Maroons are at 87 still.
Yeah, right. See, wow. God, they've shit the bed on this, haven't they?
Unbelievable.
It's like I did see a comment when the game first came out. It was probably a day or two after, and it sums it up. You hear this comment often, but it was as simple as somebody's let the work experience kid go to town on this. It is an absolute, and the fact that they are charging as much as they are. But like you said, you hit the nail on the head. Was it a comment that you read? All the paid features work perfectly.
Not an issue there.
Not an issue at all.
Even when the game's down, I reckon you can still buy cards to unlock in your deck. And I've got to give a shout out to a friend I work with, Alfie. Alfie is a funny guy. He's about 5 foot tall. Sorry, Alfie, you're a bit more than that. But he's, for the sake of the story, he's 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
And is the kind of guy who will abuse you while he beats you. One of those kind of guys, which is it's funny. It's good fun. But apparently he's been really good. So he's been within inside the top 50 of players in my teams. He's been playing it religiously, and he's made himself in the top 50. He's fallen out of there now.
With him? Do you say you work with him? Oh,
doesn't do much work, clearly.
That's what I was about to say. Is the guy
doesn't do much work.
Or?
But he said he's been playing these games, and these people get really passionate about this. He would beat a guy, come out, and because the game is such a piece of shit, it would mark him down as a loss. So he said a whole bunch of games where he's putting hours into this, wanting to play this game. He's one of the very few that actually want to play this game, and he's been given losses instead of wins because they can't even get that right.
Well, don't they show stats at the end and stuff as well, where it's like how many golden point wins you've had, but it doesn't go to golden point. It finishes as a draw on that. Well,
another fun one for you. Another fun one for your gameplay. I got another comment through the week from a legend on TikTok, and they wrote to us saying, the game's stuffed. Payne Haas just kicked a field goal against me, and they were down by 6. Yes, Rugby League 26, the greatest game of all.
Keep kicking goals, Big Ant. Keep kicking
Oh,
goals.
shit. Wouldn't you hate to be driving to work tomorrow and you work for Big Ant? You turn around and go home and go, I'd probably get more done by just doing the dishes.
That's fantastic. Oh, wow.
I know you wanted me also to look up Zach Lomax's kicking attributes. It doesn't give it, which is lucky because I reckon that would have definitely found out Big Ant when they rated him a 99 because he's obviously one of the best players in the game. He has the highest rating of all the players, which is ridiculous, but he doesn't get it. There's this acceleration, durability, discipline, stamina, and strength. So
Jake Trbojevich's discipline would be shot to shit, wouldn't it? Loves giving away a penalty and a bloody set restart.
Does. He absolutely does.
Out.
Oh, jeez. What a fun one.
In a nutshell, save your money. Go put it through the pokes or follow my tip of the week. Boom.
That's coming up later tonight. And you know what I was to say? If they were to come out with this game and go, hey, this game is an extension on Rugby League, the previous examples. We know it's not a big step in the huge direction. We're just giving you a more up-to-date game that we're going to try and continue to build upon. I don't think that would be met with as much criticism. And if they came out and actually positioned it money-wise as an actual game that is in that realm, so they come out and they go $40. Pay $40, the game's yours. It's basically an update. And they'll make their money through the team packs in the My Teams play and all that kind of stuff. They'll make their money back easily in those kind of microtransactions. But if they come out and do that and say, look, the game is going to need some time, but it's going to be a good game over time, and we're just trying to give you the last game just in a more current version, I reckon it's a completely different thing. So any game studios out there, take note, do everything the Big Ant Studios didn't do, and you will have a fantastic game moving forward.
Someone win Lotto and fund it through EA, please. Do us all a favor.
Imagine that what a tragic, you won $30 million and you put all your 30 million of your winnings into getting EA Sports to make a good rugby league game just to take on this one.
That's brilliant. Oh, shit.
I wanted to have a little bit of a debate with you. Before we move into other stories from around the world, because I think rugby league is in a really good spot right now. And we had a text back and forth, and I think it's actually a good conversation to have because I would love to get anyone's opinion. Who is in the right or wrong here? And I know that people are going to be very strong either for or against what I'm about to say. But I believe it because I've seen a track record of it, and I think there is, and I'd love us to go point for point. So maybe I'll give a point, then you can give a point on why you think, because you actually disagree with my statement. I was like, great, this is going to be a fun conversation. So has Peter V'landys been good for the game of rugby league? So Peter V'landys is running the sport, is the head honcho of rugby league. He's also the head honcho of New South Wales Racing. So he's doing two jobs at one. And you think he has, and I think he has not.
Okay.
I think there's been moments of brilliance, but I sometimes think the brilliance has almost been stumbled upon as opposed to him actually nailing it.
Okay. Right.
So my first point that I'd have to bring up is the man is obsessed with changing shit. And it's annoying because it's actually ruined this year's State of Origin. The six again.
Broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, the six again rule's one of his babies, and it's been one of the most annoying changes in the game of rugby league. Yes, it's making the pace a bit faster, but you can't tell me now that referees are just constantly saying six again, and you can't work out whether it's right or wrong because it's in the middle of the game, and I think it's a way to almost disguise a lot of fuck ups. Because they just make these calls, and a lot of square up penalties are made this way where it's like, I'll do it now. And this all comes from Volandis. And Volandis has just every year pissed a lot of players off, a lot of coaches off by every year just, here's another 7 rule changes we're going to make. And I think that's a bad way to play the game because it's confusing as a fan because you're like, hang on, what's happening here now? I'm not across the news, and now I've got to deal with 45 rule changes from last year that's now different to this year. And I think that's a pain in the ass.
That's a fair point. That I hadn't factored in. So that's actually a good point because I looked at more the bigger picture outside of the gameplay. So I looked at him bringing crowds back after the shit show of COVID-19.
Yeah. You think they would have come back anyway?
I think they would have, but I feel like he just kind of made it, I don't know, he just made it feel that little bit more exciting. Yeah, it was always going to be exciting. But I don't know. I just feel that, that what he's doing with securing sponsorships through betting agencies and stuff, raising revenue for the game, I think that's fantastic. You are right around the rule changes because it is. You see it almost at the end of every season. We're doing this now. You've got to pirouette 8 times before you take a dropout. But you got to do it before the dropout clock hits fucking 0. Yeah. If you don't play the ball right, then the referee's going to play got your nose. Shit like that. Yes, I do get that. That is an absolute pain in the ass. But I looked at more, Vegas. Vegas, for example. Massive. Absolutely massive. Could you imagine the time we spent in Vegas if you had the opportunity to watch the Knights play?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vegas was good.
Unbelievable.
Vegas was good.
I think that was good. I just feel like a lot of the things he's doing, I feel are in a positive sense. I did reach out to a good friend of the show. Their response was, big fan of some of the things that he's done. However, he holds concerns for the new teams that are coming into the comp.
Yeah.
So
There's no player depth.
My question was, how so? Because he doesn't think it'll work. I'm like, how so? I then had 17 missed calls because he was drunk. So I don't really know what
I love
he
Jimmy.
was getting
I already
at.
know that's Jimmy. I don't even have to ask any more questions. I know that was Jimmy. Too funny.
Yeah, so I do.
Can I hit me some more then?
All right, come on, give me another
Here's
one.
some more
Give me another one.
okay. The refereeing crisis is his fault because he's the first to jump on the bandwagon and go, oh, we need to improve refereeing and the refereeing's not done right. And he goes out and actively criticizes the referees. Now, last time I checked, I know there's a referee's boss, but who's that boss's boss? Him. So if he's that concerned about it, why doesn't he go and fix it? And he loves to call people out in the media, tell them they're doing a shit job, but has zero solution. And I think that is a big issue because remember he blew up around he's one of those guys who seems to throw at the bathwater with the players got upset about the contract negotiations and good on Clint Newton because he actually stood his ground against him and said, no, we're going to play this fair. And if I'm being honest, without the players and the coaches, we don't have a game. They need to be getting more money as much as possible because they're what bring the fans through. And without the players having that and having the security of financial security, I hate when you see big bosses try to dictate over people like the players. So I think he handled that whole situation because he just goes out and he just slings words out in the media instead of actually conflict resolving these things. So I think that's a big one. I don't think he's got any future leading thoughts. I think he just plays off what he's got in front of him. And I think it works really well if you are from his background where, very, very smart businessman, but in the business world, you cut people up, you do whatever you can to scrounge and get ahead, right?
Yeah.
This is the NRL. It is our prize game of our nation. So it annoys me that you take the same tactics to this beautiful game. And there's been so much happened in New South Wales racing that he has now jumped into NRL. And if you go back and look at the NRL, the Racing New South Wales, when he first took over racing 20 or so years ago, whenever he took over, there was like 1,800 racehorse trainers. There's now a fraction of that. Like it's well under 50% of trainers because he's basically just got them down, whittled them down, whittled them down, whittled them down. There's been so many problems legally. Remember he tried to sue the ABC because he was just, there was rumors that he was destroying horses illegally and then he wanted to sue them and the judge is like, no, and threw it out of court.
Yeah.
And then you go back to as well, like he basically crippled all the country racing to ensure that they wouldn't get, and then bump the prize money up. So then all the big trainers would go out to the country and win all the country racing and knock all. So he's got a track record of pretty much destroying racing from the inside out. He wanted to sell Rosehill Racecourse. That just got shut down. So unlucky there. That was a big loss for him. But see, where I'm coming from is I don't think he actually runs it very well. And I know this is not a political podcast, but I just think it's time for a change. And I think he was the great man to have in charge when COVID hit because he actually stood his ground and went, we've got to play now. And he was the only one that actually did it. AFL bumbled around, all the other ones bumbled. In fact, all sports around the world's bumbled around. And he said, we're going to get back, we're going to play. And he nailed the shit out of it. He nailed the shit out of Vegas. But I don't think he's nailed much else.
So then here's one for you. If we're, say a change comes, who comes in? And don't say Kevy Walters. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I was talking to a very smart man. I was talking to a very smart man in the world of rugby league. And the other day, and he mentioned this person. I went, oh, wow, that's actually not a bad idea. Clint Newton.
Yeah, okay.
So he's actually run the Players Association extremely well. He has really had to dig in through all that Volandes negotiation where he was trying to hold them account on what he wanted. And he actually stuck his heels in and got the players on side and the players were willing to back him. And that's a big one. The players backed him. So the players love Clint Newton.
Yeah.
His father is a great at the game. Like his father has been such a legend. He played at a very high level. And so he gets it from that side, but now he's got the administration side under his belt. He actually knows how to run an association. And I think he could be a really good man to take over or, at least jump into that next hot seat and then eventually be that. But that's where and I feel like there are so many other great people out there who could potentially do it. We've got a lot of fantastic minds around the world of rugby league. That could do it. And I think maybe it's just time, but you're not going to get Volandes out. He ain't going to go out kicking and screaming.
Exactly right. So basically what I took from that is he won't be getting a Christmas card from you this year, will he?
Probably not. I don't think he gives a fuck about our podcast. And
I don't know. Don't rule anything out. You never know.
He's the kind of guy who probably would take it to heart, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like, I mean, you don't want to say it, but imagine if he takes us to court.
I was only just thinking that. Fucking hell.
What is the charge? I don't know. He said some bad things about me. I don't like that.
He was talking shit. He was just talking shit about me.
He said they should replace me with Clint Newton.
I'm pretty sure the fat one said Ezra's mum. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's brilliant.
There you go.
Right. Actually, that was good. That was good. Not a political podcast, but I actually enjoyed that. Well said.
I think it had to be said. And I'm actually really keen to hear what other people think. We will chuck this up as a video through the week.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you have any thoughts, and call me a dickhead. Like, I don't mind. Come back, call me a dickhead, say you've got no fucking idea, which I probably don't, to be fair. I never said I did. I said this is a thought. But talkingsportreport@gmail.com or any of our social channels at Talking Sport Report on TikTok, Insta, and YouTube. Anyway, we'll see what happens, and maybe next week we might have to revisit it, depending on if we've got legal action or not. Other news floating around the world, which we're going to just touch on quickly this evening before we go, is the legendary Hulk Hogan passed away at 71. I actually read a really, really beautiful tweet from Ric Flair, and it was extremely heartfelt. It was a long tweet, and basically went into saying that, when he got cancer, because Ric Flair, how he hasn't died, it's unbelievable how many times he's escaped it, and he's now, I think, going through another bout of cancer now. But he said every single time he had cancer and it was there, Hulk Hogan was either at his bedside or the first person to call him. And all the reports we're hearing from behind the scenes, I know he's had some other issues in the news around his, around his what he gets up to behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But the outpouring from all the wrestlers like The Rock and guys like Ric Flair, it is crazy because I guess guys like us, Hulk Hogan, even though we had him last week on one of the most hated wrestlers of all time, that's what makes him so good. Because the ones you hate, you actually love secretly. And you love them so much that you hate they're doing things that you don't love.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your thoughts when you heard that he passed? Like, it was just a weird time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of what you think of the guy, he's had some issues out of the ring, racial stuff, things like that. Regardless what you think of him, he 100% changed wrestling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, in a sense, I guess he's partially responsible for what it is today.
Yeah.
You look back at some of those clips from when he first started, the crowd, they ate that shit up.
They did, didn't they?
I mean, when Raw debuted on Netflix, he came out, he absolutely copped it. It was just booze upon booze. He come out with Jimmy
that's
Hart.
passion, isn't it? That's passion. Yeah. That's booze in that industry is you're doing a good thing. You're doing a good thing.
He come out with Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart was waving the American flag. Boos were ringing around. I don't know why. I just pictured them getting backstage after and bloody Hogan having a crack at Jimmy, just being like, mate, you weren't waving your flag quick enough, brother. They were booing the shit out of you out there, brother. He's always got a way of turning things around.
Yeah, he does.
To blame someone else. I mean, absolute legend of the industry. Yeah, in my opinion, he changed it for the better. Massive loss, no more 15-second cameos on Raw or at a pay-per-view now. Absolute legend. It was, it was shock at first. It really was. So
summed up beautifully from Luke Gilchrist, one of our fans of the show, absolute legend out of Maitland. He wrote an email to us and said, "G'day lads, loving the potty, long-time listener, first-time emailer. In honor of the two legends we lost this week, Ozzy and Hulk Hogan, what are your favorite team songs or entrance music of all time?" Just to reminisce, because, I mean, when you think wrestling, you always go back to the great entrances and all that kind of stuff.
Mate.
He also said, how can I get my hands on a potty hat? They look the goods, which you're actually wearing right now. I know this is an audio medium, but if you're watching us on Spotify podcasts, Scotty is rocking a Talkin' Sport Report hat. There is an announcement coming next week, Luke. We will get you up to speed. Next week, a big announcement on merch. But he threw some great ones in here because we were sort of going back and forth, and we might mention a few now. But Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said, is number one for him. That, the glass, the glass. But just as a young kid growing up, when that glass shattered, you just erupted. Even, no matter where you were, you would erupt.
You knew shit was about to go down.
Yeah. Funny enough, he's also gone out of wrestling. The wide world of sports cricket opening music, which is a good one.
That's fantastic, actually.
Because you knew Richie was about to come up. Like, that was the best part.
Bloody brilliant.
Welcome back to the MCG. And the other one was The Rock, which I think is a good one. I think you got to go Rock version 2. That first one felt, when you've heard the second one, and people who know, it's about 3 steps quicker, the second one. The first one, when you go back and listen to it now, it's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
How slow was this guy walking out to the ring? Because it was such a slow one. Where do you go? What are some of the ones you... As
soon as you sent me Luke's email, the first one I thought of, straight off the bat, wrestling, The Brood. Has like that deep, gothic kind of vibe to it. You know, they came up through the floor in a ring of fire. I know you've got the skills to do this. Chuck that bad boy on here somehow during the week before, when you do your little magic edits and stuff like that. The Brood.
We can't the podcast because in the podcast it's copyrighted music, so you get in trouble for that. But,
yeah, it's a good point.
But yeah, if we make this into a video, for sure.
They're always my go-to. If I've got a WWE game on the PlayStation, I'm creating a wrestler. That's the entrance music for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You actually came at me with a bloody good one that I didn't think of. What's yours?
Oh, I'm trying to think now what I came at you with. I know there was I have an interesting take. I was watching a video from The Big Show, and apparently, because when The Big Show comes out, nothing special. But it's an interesting story because obviously it's like, well, it's The Big Show. And famously, The Rock was a bit slow. But it was, and you notice the music is very dun, and that's obviously to match his walk is out to the ring at a slower pace. But apparently he came up to Vince and they're like, all right, what are you thinking for theme music? And Big Show's like, oh, I don't know, maybe something like, like this. And he kind of hummed a few things and then said, maybe something like, well, it's The Big Show or something like that. But, you guys go away and think. And then he's getting ready to come out the ring and it's like, well, it's like they've literally just taken my idea, word for word, and just made that intro for him. And he's like, oh, damn. All right, well. And apparently he fucking hates it. But he's like, that's stuck. And he like when people, this is the best bit. When he's walking down the street, people are like, well. And he's like, oh, yeah. Heard that 1,000 times.
That's so good.
Heard that 1,000 times.
No, the one you come at me with, and I hadn't even thought of it. Edge.
Oh yeah. Going through because he used to flick through the crowd.
Yeah, trying to find where they were coming from.
That's right. Brilliant. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely,
that was pretty cool.
Brilliant. Mate, we could sit here for hours and talk about this.
Let's do two more. We'll do two more.
All right.
I used to love Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yes.
May he rest in peace. But he used to come out with the low riders.
Yep.
And would bounce them and with his mamacita.
I'd probably go, and it's more for lyrics based, and it fits, I guess, the character he is, Randy Orton.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That song.
The big Viper.
Yeah, that song is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. And I guess you got I mean, the fact we've gone this long without mentioning The Undertaker is pretty cool because that was a great one. Just the fact the lights go out. It was just eerie how it used to go out and the way the wind would blow through that music. Then you'd have all the smoke that would come out in the arena. It honestly looked like a scary graveyard with the lighting. They did such a great job with the lighting and the effects because one of my other favorites, through no reason, but just the way they did it in ring was Kane.
Oh,
It'd just be bang. And like if you're ringside, you got your marshmallows out because all four ring posts would have this massive flame shooting out of it.
The old pyro, yeah.
And obviously it would just be an effect and it would just bang, it's in your face. And I used to love how he'd come out and he'd drop his hands and they'd go off. It's just very, very good. Very, very good. So
last one from me. We mentioned that when you heard the glass shatter for Austin, you knew shit was about to go down.
Yep.
The last one from me, when you heard it, you knew shit was about to get wild. DX. D-Generation X.
Oh, now that is a great. How do we miss that one?
Yeah.
The fact again, pyros. That even though back in the early 2000s when they're doing the suck it and the green fireworks being shot across in an X, like they did a good job.
That was
they did a good job.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. And you just have X Pac. You're just like, bro, how many lines have you done before you come out? You were just way too pumped for this.
That's so
way
good.
too pumped for this. Thank you so much, Luke Gilchrist. We'll get to a few more comments, a couple of quick ones when we get to Comment Club a little bit later on. Just wrapping up a couple other sports stories. Joe Root, we don't like to see this because he is a Pom and they're about to come out for the Ashes, but he just passed our amazing Ricky Ponting. He is now the second all-time leading run scorer. Now only ahead of him is Tendulkar.
Yep.
And let's pray to every god and everyone possible that he does not get there because we want Tendulkar on top. we do not want Joe Root as the #1 run scorer of all time in Test cricket. I'm sorry, just cannot happen.
And in order to do it, he's going to have to score runs quick. And my big concern now is the Ashes coming up. He's actually been on fire.
Yes.
So, mate,
Wouldn't you love him to get a few ducks? Just really ruin that average a little bit.
Yeah.
It does show you how much that ban for Steve Smith has come back to hit him. Obviously, he started his career a little bit later because obviously he was, when he first came on the scene, he was a spin bowler. And then he comes in as a batsman and just takes over the whole world. But having that, he was in his heyday, he was making runs for fun. And then having that long ban, he's like 12th on the list and not even close to getting anywhere near this. Because remember, there was a big storyline throughout the time around Smith versus Root as who's the best batsman. Yeah. They were kind of neck and neck. And obviously he's jumped away from him with that big ban.
Yeah. Yeah. That's mate, I'm telling you, it's a worry coming up to the Ashes, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Speaking of cricket, Glenn Maxwell starring as the Aussies yet again dominate the Windies in the T20. They're just winning those games for fun. But the big call is T20 World Cup is coming up next year. Mm-hmm. Glenn Maxwell will be 38. God, he's got to be in that team, hasn't he?
Has to. Mate, like a fine wine.
Isn't he?
Fine wine. He's got to be the first name in there for sure.
I thought Stoinis would be being the captain, but no, you're right.
Nah, not at all, mate. Not at all, I'm telling you.
I actually agree with you. I think Maxwell gets picked first.
Like, how's that? Like, you go out in a T20, you're hitting more sixes than you are fours. He scored 47 off 18, for Christ's sake. Hit 6 sixes. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely beautiful.
No, it was runs were shared around a little bit too, which was nice. Inglis with a 50, Cameron Green not out 55. Mate, positive signs, but then again, you know what the Aussies are like. They'll absolutely dominate and destroy it, and then they'll come to the cup and they'll just capitulate.
Not if they got Glenn Maxwell there, smacking sixes, taking 2 beautiful catches in that match too against the Windies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like screamers. Like the guy is, as you said, he is fine wine. He is just getting better and better, and I can't wait to see him in the World Cup next year as he's the first person picked.
Definitely.
That's what he's called it.
Definitely.
Formula One, where it's so weird to see an Australian on top of the Formula One. Oscar Piastri.
He's second off the grid tonight behind teammate Norris. What is he, 9 points?
It might be 7 or 9, but it's definitely enough to be happy that you're not neck and neck, or you are neck and neck in this game. But as long as he can keep doing well, and he seems like he's in great form. Sure,
hopefully
he's got to pray.
I'd like to see him take the win tonight just to jump that little bit further ahead. But mate, it's like every time you turn the news on, he's in it. He's just absolutely smashing it. It's fantastic.
We kind of got to that point where we're like, it felt like after Webber, I was like, oh damn, like what now? Like as Aussie, and then it's like Webber who? This guy's fucking brilliant.
He's so good. Hopefully he gets a win tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that as well and check in on that over the next few weeks.
And the Wallabies won last night. So they beat the Lions, and that's obviously an historic win because the Lions are, the great Lions team that come out. What is it? Every 10 years they're out here? I think it's what it works out to be.
Every 10,
You know the one thing I took away from that game? The Wallabies need rugby league personnel to do well because Suolihi was on fire. Did you see that try he put on? It's like he just looked like a different guy playing a different sport.
I'm just having a look, and pretty sure it says here that the Wallabies lost.
No, they won. There was a try disallowed at the end, I'm pretty sure.
Wallabies were gallant in defeat, but left to regret not finishing the job after dominating the opening 30 minutes. The Lions came back before half-time. Yeah. Did you turn it off with like 30 seconds to go and be like, all right, well, it's time to go to bed?
I'm actually going to blame someone here for this. I actually watched the first half, and they were killing them in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely were.
And then I left the Chinese shop where they actually Lee's Fortuna in Sydney. Lee's Fortuna is a very famous restaurant for Chinese in Australia.
Yes.
And I left there, and they were smoking them, and everyone was pumped, and they got the game on in the big screen while I'm having my Peking duck rolls.
That was my next question. Have you literally gone to get Chinese and you've just hit
Lamb,
this
Mongolian lamb and fried rice. Anyway, I've walked out thinking, well, that's done. And then I was speaking to John, my brother-in-law. He's like, yeah, the Wallabies got up. It was a close one in the end. Like, they only just won. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And now it turns out they lost. What the hell happened there?
I'm 100%. At first, I was picturing you rocking in to pick up takeaway and just being like the woman behind the counter. Oh, I love the Wallabies win. She's like, yeah, Wallabies win. You're like, cool, done. No worries. Thank you.
Well, you know what? You can also say the same thing. I know people out there would have thought the Broncos beat the Eels. Because that happened at the last minute, right? And if you're pissed off, you turn that game off, and then you realize he's actually in front of the kicker, and now the Eels win.
Oh, far out! That's brilliant. You've just absolutely spent the last 24 hours just thinking, shit, how good's that? Yeah, Wallabies got a great win. You're telling everyone about it. Oh,
you know what? I haven't even mentioned them again because I really don't care about the Wallabies too much, clearly, and I need to take that a bit more seriously, clearly, but.
That's fantastic.
Suolihi try was awesome. And then I walked out of the Chinese restaurant very full, very happy, came home to bed.
Oh, that's bloody brilliant.
All right, let's do Comment Club.
I love that. That's absolutely brilliant.
It's time for Comment Club. Normally I ignore all the comments. I get a lot of them. I've got to get paid for this crap.
Comment Club, a couple of other ones. Obviously, we got that great email from Luke Gilchrist through the week. We've had some really, really good ones online. Paul Fairburn, 572 on TikTok, about the Rugby League 26. There's more problems than player ratings, commentaries all over the place, defense is shocking to control players, online doesn't work, some players are unrecognizable.
You know what? That's no one's mentioned the commentary.
Yes, it's the same one.
I watched Fletch and Hindy the other week. They played it. And they've sat down, and Cam Smith is commentating. And I'm sure it was Hindmarsh has gone, Cam Smith, you can put a glass eye to sleep, mate. Absolute ripper.
Oh, so good. I have to read this one out because this is a beauty, and this is the last one for tonight in the Comment Club because we have mentioned a few comments earlier. From Mr. _Smith _13. Happen to be your cousin.
Oh.
What's happened to Scott's hair? Why is he hiding it with a hat now? The people want to know. Because Scotty has pink hair and you've been wearing a hat.
Because it's gone. Like, look. Now it's just great. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Gilchrist then jumps in and says he's done the Scotty Scheffler edit brush over. So maybe you've done that one. But
that, and I thought it'd be a fantastic opportunity to rock the hat, which I'm going to do from now on, because it's beautiful and it's comfortable.
Fair enough. I can't complain about that. That's fantastic. If you'd like to be a part of the Comment Club and get your comment read out, just drop a comment on any of our posts we chuck up on TikTok, Instagram, or Spotify at Talking Sport Report. And of course, you can email your comments through anytime. TalkingSportReport@gmail. Scotty, your tip. How do we go last week? You are currently down from memory. Was it $1,750?
Yes.
And then we had to put another 1,000 on that. So technically you're down $2,750 from your bet last week. What's happened?
I'm down.
Shit.
So we went a 3-leg multi. We had the Storm into the Broncos and the Warriors.
Shit. Yeah. Shit.
So I'm going to stick with the Rugby League.
Okay.
We're on 100%. So we're going 4 legs this time. We can't win 3, so we're going to go 4.
4 legs. Okay. $1,000 on the nose.
Bingo. Storm, Broncos, Panthers, Raiders. Odds boost that to $2.90. Boom.
You know what worries me?
The fact that we're hemorrhaging money.
That does worry me because we don't make any money as a podcast and you're throwing thousies on every single week. No, The fact you're taking on the Titans.
Yeah, I
know.
know.
The premier club now in the Rugby League. Fighting for Desi and his dick-smacking ways.
Well, I couldn't go back on it. Like, you never change your selections. I had that. It was already planned. And then you've come in and you just fucking behind the Titans, left, right, and centre. You're riding their coattails. The way you're talking, it's like they're playing for the premiership.
Yeah, well, mate, as I said to you earlier in the podcast, the wooden spoon race has got me
It's so
enthralled.
good. It is so good.
No, I
Don't
think
rule
you're right on
anything
there.
out.
I think the Panthers, I need them to. I feel like they're going to finish top 4.
Mhm.
So I think you've nailed that one. So the Panthers get the win. So all the other 3 again. So Panthers to get the win.
So we've got Storm to beat Para.
Yep.
We've got the Broncos.
That's
to
not
beat-
going to be easy without Jerome Hughes and Mitch Moses on fire. But yeah,
That's true. We've got the
that's
Broncos.
where we get the odds. That's where we get the odds.
They're paying $1.29. We've got Broncos to beat the Rabbits.
Yep.
Panthers to do the Titans. And we're going the ladder leaders, the Raiders, to do the Dragons.
Confident.
$2.90.
So technically now, with that $1,000, we are now in the hole $3,750.
Yep. And when this gets up, we're only going to be 800 and something down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
We've got this. We've got this.
we have got this.
Let's go.
Of course, gamble responsibly.
Do it.
I
Don't
like
follow
what we
me.
do.
Yeah.
Well, that, funny enough, brings us to the end of episode 13.
13. Done
Scotty,
and
what did you
dusted.
learn tonight? What did you learn?
Peter Volandis is not getting a Christmas card from you. You're really riding the Titans home.
I'm the Knights man.
I know,
to be
but
fair-
you are riding them home. And we don't want Joe Root to score runs.
Yeah. Can agree
Long
on that
live
one.
Ezra's mum.
Absolutely. What I learnt was don't look at any Rugby League 26 player ratings as gospel, unless you think all the good players are actually at the bottom and all the bad players are actually at the top. I'm not looking at you, Zach Lomax, but I could be looking at you, Dane Gagai, flying you towards the top.
Yep.
No,
And,
Dane's actually a legend, but it's just that's weird to have him at the top of that list.
don't go to John for your sports scores.
Yes, don't go to John for your sports scores, and don't walk out full of Chinese halfway through the game thinking the Wallabies have won. That's a very good. That's a good moral to live by for the rest of your life. Hey,
That's
we never
beautiful.
said this is a great, accurate sports report podcast. We just talk about it, not so much with accuracy. And if Peter Volandis has made it this far through, I think he now knows not to worry too much about our comments earlier. Give us a 5-star review if you get a chance. We'd love you to. Wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, subscribe to the podcast, Talking Sport Report. We really do appreciate it. You can watch the full video of our podcast back. We chuck it up on YouTube, and also you can do it through the Spotify podcast app as well. And please follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Talking Sport Report. Please, any feedback on our terrible hour, 8 minutes of content tonight, and if you'd like, Gmail, talkingsportreport@gmail.com. And next week, Scotty, we have a merch details drop.
Bingo.
All of the above.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're just sourcing the sweatshop as we speak.
Yeah. not far off the point. And by sweatshop, we mean your mum is at the back knitting every single hat, every
As we
single
go.
shirt, and your
Bingo.
daughters are doing the exact same when they finish school every afternoon, which is good.
Absolutely.
Colouring in those stickers.
There you go. It has been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Peace, love, dove. See you all next week for episode 14. Goodbye.